Hi, I'm Tati, and it's time for Gilmoreathon. So Gilmoreathon is a Gilmore Girls themed readathon taking place from November 7th to the 13th. The hosts for this readathon are Darling Desi, Liv's Library, Mackenzie Lane, and Bookables, and I will leave links to them and to the readathon in the description. So Gilmore Girls is one of my favorite TV shows, so now that it's November, I'm really excited for this readathon, which means that, as usual, I have picked out way too many books for my TBR, so let's get to it. The first prompt for the readathon is to read a book set in a small town, and for this one I am leaning more towards small town mysteries just because that's more my style right now. First we have Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, which is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. In this one, Pip is dealing with the fallout from the Andy Bell case, being asked to help find a missing friend, and discovering more of her small town's dark secrets. And I also picked up Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus. In this one, Ellery has to move to small town America to live with a grandmother she has never met. And this small town, Echo Ridge, is where her aunt went missing, where a homecoming queen was killed 5 years ago, and where another girl has just gone missing. The next prompt is to read a book with family drama. And for this one, I picked up Accomplished by Amanda Kwan. This one is a Pride and Prejudice retelling, but it centers around Georgiana, or Georgie, Darcy. It is a truth universally acknowledged, at least by her Pemberley Academy classmates, that Georgiana Darcy should have been expelled after the incident with Wickham Foster last year. And while she may have escaped expulsion, she did not escape the disappointment of her older brother Fitz, the scorn of the entire school, or Wickham's influence. But she is back for her junior year and she needs to prove to everyone, including herself, that she's more than just an embarrassment to the family name. And another one for this one is American Panda by Gloria Chow. In this one, May's parents have planned out her entire future. Now as a freshman at MIT at 17, the rest of the plan includes becoming a doctor and marrying a pre-approved Taiwanese Ivy Leaguer. However, in reality, May 1 hates germs, 2 falls asleep in biology class, and 3 has a crush on her classmate who is decidedly not Taiwanese. Next is to read a book set in fall or winter, and I do believe that the 2 books I just mentioned do fit in with this prompt. And I actually think a lot of the books on my TBR would fit into this one because I think a lot of them take place during the school year. However, I don't know for sure because most of them do not mention what season it is in the synopsis, so I won't know until I read the books. The next prompt is to read a book with complicated love interests. First up, I picked up By the Book by Amanda Sellett. This one is about classic novel devotee Mary, when it seems that some of Mary's friends are falling for the same tricks used since the days of Austen and Tolstoy. She starts compiling the Scoundrel Survival Guide to spot red flags in the dating department. But despite her best efforts, she soon finds herself falling for a supposed cad, the same one that she warned her friends away from. And then we also have Not Here to Be Liked by Michelle Quash. This one is about Eliza, who doesn't need you to like her. She puts in more hours than anyone else and isn't afraid to speak her mind, which makes her the perfect candidate for the editor-in-chief of her school newspaper, at least until ex-jock Len decides to run against her. And this synopsis gives me major Paris vibes. And next up, I picked up Made in Korea by Sarah Suk. Valerie Kwan, along with her cousin Charlie, runs V&C K-Beauty, their school's most successful student-run enterprise. Meanwhile, Wes Jung sees an opportunity when students clamor to buy the K-pop branded beauty products his mom gave him to make new friends. The stakes are high as Wes and Valerie try to outsell each other, make the most money, and take the throne for the best business in school. The next prompt is to read a book by an Asian author or that has Asian representation, and a few of the books that I already mentioned do fit. The next prompt is to read a book with leaves on the cover, and I know that this is probably not what the prompt is going for, but there are leaves on the cover of Accomplished, so that's what I'm going with. Those are leaves. Honestly, the first book that popped into my head for this prompt is Sugaring Off by Gillian French, because the cover for this one is just gorgeous. However, I have not been able to get my hands on it yet. And then the last prompt is to bake a fall treat and to watch your favorite episode. And I have not decided yet what I'm going to bake or which episode I'm going to watch, so I'm open to suggestions. And now we've come to the bonus books, which are a couple of books I picked out because they really, in my opinion, fit the Gilmore Girls aesthetic. Not that I've read them yet, but the synopsis makes them sound like they fit with Gilmore Girls really well, even though they don't really fulfill any of the prompts. And they are Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. This one is about Birdie, who gets a job working the graveyard shift at a historic Seattle hotel, where she meets Daniel, the hotel's charismatic young van driver, and waits for the early morning ferry after work at the waterfront Moonlight Diner. And if you couldn't tell from the hotel and the diner, this is my Lorelai and possibly Luke book. And finally, the last book on this TBR is The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau Banks. This book has a highly competitive boarding school, a lying boyfriend, and a secret society. And it just screams the Life and Death Brigade episode to me. So during the readathon, I am going to be vlogging. I'm also going to be using this bingo board, so stay tuned to see how that goes. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm so glad I did the thumbnail while the sun was still kind of out. Hi, I'm Tati, and it's time for Gilmoreathon. Next step. Also, am I the only one who thinks this cover screams Jess and Rory? It's super shiny and you can't see a thing. And it's time for Gilmoreathon. The sun just disappeared. It's totally gonna pour. And my lighting is all different now. So I apologize. I'm gonna close my window because it's dark outside now. I am the lazy egg. And it's time for Gilmore.